Pearson Test of English academic vocabulary with description and a using cases. These are words for effective passing of Pearson Test of English academic exam from the official preparation site. The word, its description and usage are provided. Happy learning. Ascribe. Ascribe means to attribute something to a particular cause, source, or person. It can also involve assigning or crediting a quality or characteristic to someone or something. She chose to ascribe her success to her hard work and determination rather than luck. Aspire. Aspire means to have a strong desire or ambition to achieve something. It can also refer to directing one's hopes or goals toward a particular pursuit or aspiration. He aspired to become a world-class athlete and trained tirelessly to achieve his goal. Asset. Asset can refer to a valuable possession or resource. Often in financial terms, it can also signify a quality or attribute that is advantageous or beneficial. The house she inherited was a valuable asset that significantly improved her financial situation. Astound. Astound means to shock or greatly surprise someone with something impressive or unexpected. It can also indicate astonishing or amazing someone through extraordinary actions or events. His magic tricks never failed to astound the audience, leaving them in awe of his skills. Attendant. Attendant can describe a person who provides services or assistance, often in a professional context. It can also refer to something that is associated or connected with a particular situation or event. The flight attendant ensured the passengers' safety and comfort throughout the long-haul journey. Augment. Augment means to increase or enlarge something in size, quantity, or intensity. It can also refer to enhancing or improving a situation, often by adding to it. To enhance the flavor of the dish, I decided to augment it with some fresh herbs and spices. Avail. Avail can mean to use or take advantage of something effectively. It can also refer to the benefit or advantage gained from a particular action or effort. I tried to avail myself of the opportunity to learn a new skill during the workshop. Avert. Avert means to prevent or avoid a potential danger or undesirable event. It can also signify turning away one's gaze or attention from something. I had to avert my gaze from the intense brightness of the sun. Baffle. Baffle means to confuse or bewilder someone. It can also refer to a device or barrier used to control or divert the flow of a fluid or sound. The complex puzzle seemed to baffle even the most experienced solvers in the room. Banish. Banish means to exile or force someone to leave a place as a punishment. It can also indicate getting rid of or eliminating something unpleasant or unwanted. The king decided to banish the traitor from the kingdom for his treacherous actions. Barren. Barren can describe land that is infertile and unproductive. It can also refer to a lack of ideas, creativity, or results in a broader context. The desert was so barren that not even a single plant could grow in its arid landscape. Batch. Batch can refer to a quantity of something produced or processed together. It can also indicate a group of things or people of the same kind or for a common purpose. The baker proudly presented his latest batch of freshly baked sourdough bread, each loaf boasting a perfect golden crust. Bathe. Bathe means to wash or immerse one's body in water for hygiene. It can also describe an object or place being flooded or bathed in light or a particular atmosphere. Here's a phrase using the word bathe. After a long hike, I decided to bathe in the cool, refreshing stream. Batter. Batter can refer to a mixture of flour, eggs, and liquid used in cooking. It can also mean to hit repeatedly with force, often causing damage or injury. Here's a phrase using the word batter. The chef prepared a delicious pancake batter for breakfast. Bead. Bead is a small, round object, often used in jewelry. It can also refer to drops of liquid forming tiny spherical shapes on a surface. Here's a phrase using the word bead. She threaded a beautiful necklace with colorful beads. Beforehand. Beforehand means in advance or prior to a specific event or action. It can also indicate foreknowledge or preparation for something that will happen later. Of course. Here's a phrase using the word beforehand. He prepared all the necessary materials beforehand for the meeting. Berth. Berth can refer to a place for a ship or train to dock or anchor. It can also mean a sleeping or resting place, especially on a ship or train. Here's a phrase using the word berth. The captain assigned each crew member a specific berth on the ship. Beset. Beset means to surround or harass persistently. It can also indicate being plagued or troubled by difficulties or problems from various sources. Here's a phrase using the word beset. The hikers were beset by a sudden snowstorm during their expedition. Bewilder. Bewilder means to confuse or perplex someone greatly. It can also describe a state of being completely disoriented or at a loss due to confusion or astonishment. Here's a phrase using the word bewilder. The complex instructions bewildered the new employee on their first day of work. Bitumen. Bitumen can refer to a thick, sticky substance used in road construction. It can also indicate a naturally occurring form of asphalt found in deposits. Here's a phrase using the word bitumen. The road construction crew applied a layer of hot bitumen to improve the durability of the pavement. Bleach. Bleach can refer to a chemical agent used to whiten or disinfect. It can also mean the process of removing color or stains from something using such an agent. Here's a phrase using the word bleach. She used bleach to remove the stubborn stains from her white shirt. Bleak. Bleak can describe a desolate and dreary landscape or environment. It can also mean a situation or outlook that is grim, depressing, or lacking in hope. Here's a phrase using the word bleak. The abandoned house had a bleak and desolate appearance, with shattered windows and overgrown weeds. Bloc. Bloc can refer to a group of countries or parties with common interests and goals. It can also indicate a combination or alliance formed for a specific purpose or objective. Here's a phrase using the word bloc. The trade bloc aimed to promote economic cooperation among its member nations, reducing trade barriers and tariffs. Blot. Blot can be a spot or stain on a surface. It can also mean an act that tarnishes one's reputation or record, often due to a mistake or error. Here's a phrase using the word blot. She accidentally spilled coffee on the document, creating a large blot that obscured the text. Blunder. Blunder can be a careless or foolish mistake. It can also refer to a clumsy or awkward movement or action, often resulting in an error or mishap. Here's a phrase using the word blunder. His blunder during the presentation left everyone in the room surprised and confused. Blunt. Blunt can describe something with a dull or rounded edge. It can also mean straightforward or direct in speech, often lacking tact or subtlety. Here's a phrase using the word blunt. The knife had a dull and blunt edge, making it difficult to cut through the tough meat. Blush. Blush can refer to a reddening of the cheeks due to embarrassment or shyness. It can also describe the rosy or pink color often associated with a natural flush of color. Of course. Here's a phrase using the word blush. She couldn't help but blush when he complimented her on her beautiful dress. Boil. Boil can be a skin infection characterized by a painful, pus-filled swelling. It can also refer to the process of heating a liquid until it reaches its boiling point. Here's a phrase using the word boil. The water began to boil as she prepared pasta for dinner. Bounty. Bounty can mean a reward or payment, often for providing assistance or capturing someone. It can also refer to an abundance or generosity of something, like a bounty of food. Here's a phrase using the word bounty. The farmer's fields were filled with a bountiful harvest of fruits and vegetables. Bowel. Bowel can describe the parts of the digestive system. It can also refer to the intestines or the act of emptying the bowels during a bodily function. Here's a phrase using the word bowel. The doctor examined the patient's bowel movements to assess their digestive health. Brace. Brace can mean a support or device used to reinforce or stabilize something. It can also refer to the act of preparing for impact or sudden movement by tensing muscles. Here's a phrase using the word brace. He wore a brace on his injured leg to support the healing process. Breach. Breach can describe a violation or breaking of a law, contract, or agreement. It can also refer to a physical opening or gap, often in a wall or defense. Here's a phrase using the word breach. The security breach resulted in the leak of sensitive information. Breed. Breed can refer to a group of animals with common characteristics due to selective mating. It can also mean to produce offspring through mating or reproduction. Here's a phrase using the word breed. The Labrador Retriever is a popular dog breed known for its friendly nature. Brew. Brew can mean the process of making beer, tea, or coffee by steeping or fermenting ingredients. It can also refer to the act of creating or developing something over time. Here's a phrase using the word brew. I like to brew a fresh pot of coffee every morning to start my day. Brink. Brink can describe the edge or verge of something, often a cliff or precipice. It can also indicate a critical point or threshold, such as the brink of disaster. Here's a phrase using the word brink. The company was on the brink of bankruptcy before a successful turnaround. Brisk. Brisk can describe a quick and lively pace or movement. It can also mean pleasantly cool or invigorating weather, often associated with a refreshing breeze. Here's a phrase using the word brisk. She took a brisk walk in the park to start her morning.